Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the House Academy Show, entertaining real estate investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about the highs and lows of our decade from 2010 to 2020. I know Jill was feverishly writing before we turned the camera on.
I got a lot more highs than I do lows,
Yeah,
which
me
is
too.
great.
Me
I
too.
love it.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the houseacademy.com online community. It's free.
Before we even get into that, I would like to point out one thing real quick because it is December 31st. Yay. Happy almost New Year. We are about to close up enrollment. And I know people are watching this and learning and thinking about this. And I just want to let you know real quick that there's a special going on that's going to end tonight or tomorrow. I don't know how many seats I have left to join. We are closing up enrollment. We're capping it at 500. But if you see that you can go in and check out and it works, that means you're in. If it doesn't work, we'll get back to you about a wait list. I just want to get that out there. So thank you. I know a lot of people were like interested in that. Back to where we were. Enough of the and now back to the show.
How long have you been waiting to say that?
Right?
A decade.
Exactly. Brad says, I'm curious if this group has compared email offers to mailing offers. Oh, this is good. I'm reading here that the purchase rate for mail offers is around 1 per 500 or 0.2% versus 1 per 1500, 0.6%.
Well, what Brad's saying here is what we long said. For every 500 mailers you send out for land,
right?
You buy property. And you buy it within the parameters that are acceptable to us, i.e., you're scraping the bottom of the barrel on the pricing. Just buying it cheap. Mm-hmm. For houses, it's 1 per 1,500 or 2,000. Sometimes, in some cases, in more crazy markets, it's 2,500, right? Which is 0.06%. And then he finishes it saying, have you done this with emails? What are your thoughts? This kind of ties into this topic because Jill and I have done 16,000 transactions combined. And we've done it by sending mail. So here, rather than focus on the percentages, email doesn't work. People look at email, and first of all, you can't get a real good database. Even the emails that we've accumulated, 16,000 emails that we've accumulated, right. It's closer to like 50,000. People stop using certain emails. They only check a Gmail account. It doesn't stand out.
They mark you as spam.
Yeah.
It's
so I started
easy.
this a long, long time ago, sending faxes because it was before email. And that really stands out. When you get a fax, even today, if you have a fax machine or even if it's in your computer, which no one does, but I remember when we got a fax machine in our office and everybody's standing around just shocked that you could send a piece of paper to somebody over a telephone line. So, do emails work? Not in my opinion. What works is, but let's bring this into the 21st century. What works is sending mail. And what we do now is follow it up with a phone call, in some cases, not all cases, or a text. Mm-hmm. Jill and I are about to release, within days. It might even be released while we're recording this. But,
Not yet.
Like very early in January. We'll release a product called neighborscoop.com, and you can click through any area in the country and get everybody's phone number. Who owns the real estate. The phone numbers are tied to the address where the tax bill goes. So you're going to get the house or the piece of land and their phone number. Our advanced group is beta testing it right now, and I'm getting some really, really positive feedback. So rather than focus on the percentages of what, the mail generates, the percentages are low, but okay. So you send out 500 offers. That costs about $250 to $300. If you run it through O2O, and you make what, 10 grand on a property?
I think you already answered the question. Yeah. How have you done with emails? They suck. Next.
These numbers,
good luck.
As a success rate,
emails suck.
Are staggeringly positive.
How many emails do you get that you actually act on? Let's all think about that, everyone. Especially unsolicited. It's one thing. If you've been reaching out, you're reading and researching and doing something, you I have, let's just say it's kind of like, I don't know, not even buying a car, but let's just say if I was. So, buying a car and I figured out the brand that I wanted and I signed up for something just to be alerted about different things. Or how about this? LA Car Show. I'm in the LA Car Show database. Love the LA Car Show. I watch for those emails when they come around every year to tell me, hey, it's coming up. Here are the dates. Here's the advanced purchase prices. Done. I love it. I sought that out. If I was not an LA Car Show person, let's say my mom, and she was shoved into that thing and got them, she would have marked them as spam a long time ago. So it's kind of like that. If you're into it, great. If you're most of us, there, you can't, does that make sense?
Yeah, these numbers are staggering. It's not a negative thing. It's a very positive thing. It's not, you mean for all 2,000 letters you buy a house?
Yeah.
This is how you really should say it. You mean all I have to do is send out 2,000 letters, spend $1,000 to make $50,000? Jill and I make between $50,000 and $100,000 when we buy and sell a house, wholesale.
I just realized my example makes no sense. It doesn't tie to it at all. So please feel free to ignore those 3 minutes that you can't get back. My point is, you may not be reaching them. There's spam laws and all kinds of things.
If you can get the right
ya.
address.
I don't know. There's nothing beats a letter. So
Nothing
many of our
beats a
group,
letter.
they have tested it. And I'm actually curious what other people have said about this because we have had a few people that have tested everything. Even things like sending letters to only the back tax people versus this group and, everybody.
I can cut to the
And
chase.
at the
yeah.
end of the day, there's a reason why we're here and telling you about it.
This is
And
the best way to
let
do
me
this.
save you some time and energy and
I've tried
effort.
everything.
And hey, I hope, Brad, you drop it at this point. I hope you drop it here and don't bother testing it because you'll be one more
I hope so,
person
too.
that comes back and says, oh, yeah, you guys were right.
There's not a single person in our advanced group that doesn't send mail.
Yeah,
Not a single one.
exactly. And they all say the same thing.
They all say, in about once a month, somebody sends us a big book-sized email that says, I've been buying and selling real estate for 25 years, and I've never sent out a mail campaign, and I just sent out the first one, and I bought 14 pieces of property. I've never had deal flow like this.
Exactly.
Where the hell were you guys when I started this?
I know.
And we just thank you. What? Am I being negative?
No, not at all.
Am I drawing this out too
A
much?
little bit.
Okay. Today's topic, Jill and I get in an argument online. No.
What?
Today's topic, the highs and lows of our decade.
I'm like, I want to get to the fun part.
This is why you're listening.
I personally want to hear what you have to say. I often go first. I would like you to go first, please.
Jill and I met in 2010. We've been together for 10 years. It's 2020. Around 2010, we were in one of the worst, the second worst real estate depression in the history of this country. The first one was in 1929. And believe me, it affected us. How did we get out of it? And what happened back then? We started buying and selling houses. The land market was just really tough. We had a single sales venue, which was eBay for land. Phoenix was, we were in Scottsdale and Phoenix. Phoenix was so banged up by the real estate market that we were buying and selling houses that are now listed for between $200,000 and $300,000 for $20,000 cash, selling them for $40,000. That was like the birth of House Academy. So that was it was the low point in my career. And Jill and I just managed to meet each other at that time. And it just went up from there. We were scraping the bottom. So that was a real negative, but we turned it into a positive. And I'll tell you, we've accumulated almost $30 million of equity from a single investment in this last decade. So I don't know if there is a negative to that. You know what the real positive is? Land Academy. We started Land Academy in 2015. I didn't think it was going to work. I never think anything's going to work. I always go into it saying, this is probably never going to work.
Oh, and I knew it. I'm
And
like,
Jill
it's going to work.
And so there are a couple other people in the space. There's obviously a few more now, all of whom have been part of Land Academy at one point. And that has to be the highlight, is just, I never knew how much I would like teaching and sharing and hearing the emails that Jill and I get constantly from people like, thank you. You changed my life. So that has definitely been the highlight of the decade.
Do you know why I knew it would
This is
work?
the House Academy show, sorry, and House Academy.
Because we were already doing it. We were already, helping people along. We were already teaching, other people in our space come on, there's enough property to go around. I can't do them all. Even if I tried,
Right.
there's just no way. So we were already helping people and
Yeah.
teaching them. Now this was just now an organized way to do it, and
Right.
that's the beauty of House Academy. I have so many people in our House Academy community that have said they know how to renovate it. They know how to sell it, but the missing piece for them was the acquisition part. That's where most people come to us from in House Academy. Like, I was having trouble finding deals. I wake up every day, I scan through the MLS, I'm driving around looking for whatever, and it was getting harder and harder and harder. And that's where we came along and helped them. So I didn't mean to cut off your thing. I'm gonna give you
No, it's all right. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
When you think, every once in a while, I stop myself in my tracks. To this day, stop myself with this thought. You know how to buy undervalued real estate. One sentence. Everybody here in our group, and probably many, many people that are listening that are not in our group,
Right.
have control over buying real estate for less than it's actually worth that minute. When you really think about that, that can be $1 billion thing.
It kind of is if you add us all
For
up.
you, I mean, for you. Yeah, if you add us all up, I'm sure it is. That's staggering, unbelievable thought.
It's true.
You have absolute control over your financial life.
It's true. I agree.
So if that's not the greatest positive of this whole decade, I don't know what.
I have 3. Like, mine are here are my personal highs. House Academy, Land Academy, and this amazing community. Who knew how this would go? And the opportunities that are still coming at us from all of you. It's awesome. We are so happy. My second thing is we moved back to California.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's a biggie for me.
kind of
That
a
was a
personal
high for
thing.
me. That, like, I'm home again. I love it. Everybody was right here waiting for me.
I have to say,
I'm home.
it's very, very expensive, but in the end, probably worth it. Probably. I don't know yet. I'll get back to you.
Can you put a price tag on my happiness?
No, that's the thing. Every man out there's shaking his head. Yep. She seems to be happy today. I don't know how it's
Yeah.
going to go, though. Could change.
It's gonna stay. It's good.
If I just stay over here and stay quiet, it won't change.
I tell you. And my third one is that our family is happy and healthy.
Oh, Jill, you made this all
I
weepy
did.
and personal.
Well, it's a big
I
end
was
of
all-
year
I'm all
thing.
about
It's
the money.
I thought it's supposed to be the highs and lows of our decade, and that's important to me. Thank you.
I think of it on a timeline. I don't know why.
Oh, my
What are the
lows
negatives?
are?
Yeah.
Oh, my lows are, well, congratulations. Now you work a lot.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's one of my
So-
New Year's resolutions.
It's a tough one. It's a high because, hey, thank goodness I have these opportunities. Some people would kill to do what I'm doing, and have the reward, no matter how hard they'd have to work, and they just, for whatever reason can't get here. So, but the bad news is, we work a lot of hours, and I choose to. I really choose to. Like this show right now today, we choose to be here. Sure,
Yeah.
we're going to be done in a little bit and go have
enjoy
some
this.
party and go like you are in a little bit, if you're actually listening today, because it is New Year's Eve. So, but don't get me wrong, there's a lot of fun. Yeah, and so that's the downside. And then I've been getting worse and worse at me time, and I'm going to make some changes on that one.
A lot of that will be addressed and rectified with capping the Land Academy group at 500.
It's true.
So what Jill and I really sat down and said, all right, what are we spending our time on, and is it worth it?
Exactly.
And what ended up happening is that, and we did it with our staff too. We said, what's consuming your life? And so, like in every group, there's 5 or 10 people. I don't care, especially in a group of 500, that are it's a squeaky wheel thing. And so when we cap it at 500 and then establish a waiting list, there won't be any. I'll personally take this on. There will not be any toleration for the people that are dragging our customer service down, and then getting new members.
It's not a big deal. It's not.
It's a
like
big deal for me.
Okay.
And it's very time consuming for specifically 2 people on our staff. And they can name the names right away. So we're just not going to put up with that anymore. We don't need to.
Right.
Our whole goal is to have 500 people who are doing really well, We're utilizing the program as it was intended, doing deals with each other, funding people's deals.
Yeah.
Had just a happy little group of people that
All getting
are killing it.
wealthier together.
So that, so that will really
Keep it positive, baby.
It is, you know,
Okay.
when we started this show in 2015,
Right.
you know, I'm not here to blow smoke. I'm not here to be salesy or positive. I'm here to tell the truth. And sometimes the
Okay.
truth is kind of poopy.
But I don't think this is what this show is. I didn't see Steven crap on whatever.
My point is, we're ending the
All right.
decade
Okay.
by capping the Land Academy group
Right.
at a rational number.
It's
And
great.
people want to be there.
It's
And that's
I
a real
agree.
positive for me.
Okay, go. Okay, well, tell me.
And a
Okay,
positive
oh,
for
is
the
this
500 people.
So this is some of your. Is this part of? Was that part of your low of our decade? Is there's always one? Because there's always one.
The low of my decade was around 2010 to 2011, where we were just, you know, I'm sitting there looking in the mirror going, well, I used to make $1 million a year. Now I make about $20,000. And so I got to make some massive changes. That was the real low. That I really got humbled. You know, we had, Jill and I had to make some radical changes in our life to rectify it. And it turned out it was all worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm trying to
was.
think if we had any real failed companies.
Nothing
And
failed.
I don't think we did.
We
We
had a
just-
few that we ditched and said this is not.
It's not worth our
gonna
time.
Work. It's not
We
working.
haven't
It's
had
not how
any-
we wanted it to go.
So
Let's
I don't really
shut
have
it down.
any lows.
Like,
You know, how can you
like
really sit
Tidal
around and
Mind.
say, wow, I had a real low, but I live at the beach in California and my bank balance is acceptable and my family's happy.
You know what's funny?
Whatever
Even-
you did that was low was worth it to
Totally.
get here.
Well, also to say, even the companies that we said, like I brought up Tidal Mind, that we kind of shelved. It's not that we couldn't have done it. It's just like it's not the direction we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to put that much into it. I don't want that much. What was the word of me out there? It was that needed a lot of personal guarantees and things like that to really run a title company. We're like, I don't know if I want to go that route.
Right.
Kind of thing. We're much better at this. That's the land thing than closing your deals. We'd rather do it all. You know. Thank you. You good?
Yeah.
All right. Did you get everything out there? All right. It's been a great year. We
It's
really
been a
hope
great
you
year.
have a good New Year's. And we are very happy you could join us today. So don't forget, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can find us over on the Land Academy Show. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are right here on the House Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called This Is...
Oh, 2020, how to plan your decade. we are. Were you drinking before this?
No, I'm
I
just,
kicking.
my sheets are not. It's okay. This is 2020.
And how to plan
How
your
to
decade.
plan your decade.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. All right, what do you want to do tonight?
I assumed you had all kinds of plans laid out, and
I kind of do.
let's hear it.
There's champagne over there. We're going to go do it right now. The House Academy Show remains commercial free for you, our loyal listener. So wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there.
We are Steve and Jill.
and
Information
inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.
Happy New Year.